Okay, right. So let's look at this question and what they want us to do here. I mean, again, this is task 3, or the management accounting side to this. So we see some core issues here, and the first one is to do with um, LIFO and FIFO and all of that. So let's look at this. So what we have here is it's told us to calculate the cost of issues during the month using the FIFO method. So these are the issues. And so using the FIFO method, this issue is really saying that, listen, let's take from what came in first. So this 2,100, we would have this 500, and then we would have this 1,000, and then there is 610 units left, and those 610 units will have come from this consignment. I guess the question here is, what is the value of those 610 units? That's really the issue. So what I really need to find is what the average cost is per unit based on this total value, right? So that's really the trick. I mean, I'm going to take all of these as whole, so I really need to be asking myself, what is 4480 divided by 1,600, right? What is 4480 divided by 1,600, which is £2.80, right? £2.80. So at £2.80, I can value these 610 units. So I will say 500 at a total cost of 1,250. I will say 1,000 at a total cost of 2,750, and I will say 610 units at a total cost of 610 at £2.80. Yeah, 610 times £2.80, which gives us 1,708. Yes, 1,708. Add those together, 2,750 plus 1,250, and that's 5,000. That's 5,708, right? And that would be the answer there. That's the value of those issues, 5,708. Right, this is recorded, so I'm just going to delete all of this. Right, then the question says calculate the value of inventory at the end using the LIFO method, of pricing issues. So here we're really looking at closing inventory. So if we're using a LIFO method, they're telling us that what happened first was when this went out, they took the 1,200 from here, and then they took 900 from here, because it's last in, first out, right? Last in, first out. So they're taking 900 from here. Now, we thankfully had already recorded, I believe, I think we said that the cost of these were £2.80. So I'll just keep that. That's good to know. So if you took 900 from here, it means you have 700 left, right? So you have 500, 1,000, and 700 left. Okay, then you buy this in. You buy in another 1,500, and then you take out 1,800. So you must have taken out these 1,500. So this is gone. This is gone, but you need another 300. So you're still going to come back here from this 700. So from the 700, you're going to take 300, leaving 400. So your closing inventory will be made up of this 500, this 1,000, and 400 from this batch, this 11th of January batch. And we just value it, right? It is what it is. 1,250, 2,750, and this again at £2.80. I believe that's what we worked out last time. So 400 times £2.80 is 1120. 1120. Add all these three parties together. So you have 1,250, 1,250 plus 2,750 plus 1,120, and you have 5,120. Yes, and you have 5,120 for B. Right? Right, and that's that. Now it says calculate the price at which the issues on the 31st of January will be made using the average cost. Right, so this requires us, if you remember, to add and mix everything up. So in a way, the easiest thing to do really is that I can add all this together and find what the average cost before we got rid of these figures here. So it's all all mixed up, really. So let's do that. So here, when you add all this together, let's do that first. And then we will have here 1,500. Yes, let's do that. 500 plus 1,000 plus 1,600 plus 1,200, and that's 4,300. So this is 4,300, and this is 1,250 plus 2,750 plus 4,480 plus 3,480, and that's 11960. So we have 11960 divided by 4,300. That's our average cost. So that's £2.78. I'm going to round that up. So what I've done here is to mix up all my stock and divide that, or divide the value by all the receipts, right? So I know that this was issued. So now I'm holding stock. I'm holding 4,300 units at £2.78 in effect as at the 19th of January. That's the key point, right? So that's the key point there. 250, let me just add that again. 2,750 plus 4,480 plus 3,480. Yeah, I'm right. So I then let go of 2,100 units, and that's fine. So I let go of 2,100 units, but those 2,100 units will also be at £2.78, right? Because we're keeping this quite simple. So 2,100 times £2.78 is 5,838. So I'm getting rid of stock worth 5,838, right? So I now have left the difference, if you like, of these two, 4,300 minus 2,100, and that's 2,200. So I have stock worth 2,200 at £2.78 left. Okay? So that's what I have, right? Because 4,300 minus 2,100 gives me 2,200, and it's at £2.78. That's the stock I have left, right? So stock, but I want a clean space. So 2,200 at 2,200 at 2,200 at £2.78. Not a problem. Then I go in and I buy some more stock, 1,500. So let me just value this first. So the stock I have left, 2,200 times £2.78 is worth 6,116. I then go on and bring in some more stock, 1,500 valued at 4,350, right? Doesn't really matter what I put it in for. I don't need to find this. I just need to get the totals again, and then so I can find that average value, right? So I now have 3,700 units with a total value of 10,466, right? So that's what I'm saying. I have stock 3,700 at a total value of 10,466. Right, so I find the average value now. I say 10,466 divided by 3,700, and that's £2.82. And this is at £2.80. Let's say £2.83. Let's round that up. And then I then give. The question says, what is the value of this issue? Well, we let go of 1,800. That's what we're really asking. At this £2.83, that's what the question is asking. What is the price of this issue? And it will be at this figure here. So I now multiply that by 1,800, and you get 5,091. If you want to round that up, 5,092, right? That's how we work it out. So you need to kind of do it. It's a bit long-winded, but not impossible. It's basically saying whenever you bring in a new stock, new issue, whenever a new arrival comes in, add everything up together and find a new average price, and then that will be that average cost, or if you like, and that new average value is what you will use to define or determine what the issue value will be. Right, great stuff. That's that point over there. Well, I mean, here, really, what they're really arguing here is, if you think about it, it's less about the methods really in terms of profit. It's more about the pricing, if you like. Really, I suppose, if you're using a first in, first out method, you're getting rid of the old stock first. So, in other words, if um, you're getting rid of the old, you're getting rid of the older stock first, and then really, it's really an A is equal to C plus L scenario, right? Let's really be theoretical about this. Now, inventory is an asset, right? And the question here is, if the value of asset goes up, the value of capital goes up via profits. I mean, that's what we're really saying. Because if you can think about it this way as well, if closing inventory goes up, cost of sales goes down, and therefore profits go up. And if profits are going up, all of this is going up. So the point is that the higher, anything that causes the closing inventory to be higher in value will lead to a higher valuation of the business, because closing inventory reduces cost of sales. Anything that leads to closing inventory falling in value, right, will lead to a higher cost of sales and thus lead to a lower valuation. So what you really should be thinking, I don't know what that was going on there. 1 second. Sorry, let me just come back out again. Yeah, so what we really should be arguing is more about the pricing as opposed to the valuation. If the values are the same, if it's stock that doesn't really change, then there'll be no effect with whatever method we use, because the numbers will be the same whatever we do. You'll still have the same number of units. It's very much about the valuation. That's what really does affect profitability, right? Because higher values of closing inventory at the end of the year, higher values of closing inventory at the end of the year will lead to higher values of profit. But if you're using a LIFO method, for example, and you're having higher values at the end of the year, it means that you're getting rid of those values as purchases, and it means that you're having lower values as your closing inventory. Hope that makes sense. LIFO will mean you're getting rid of those expensive stock, of that expensive stock that's coming in, and then you're keeping the cheaper stock, because and that means that you have a lower closing inventory value, and thus you have lower profits. And that's really the core message. It's more about valuation. Okay, cool, great stuff.